Hey guys, welcome back to KrissBeauty. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Christina. Some of you call me Kriss, others Tina. Whatever you prefer, girl. I'm good with it. Alright you guys, in today's video, I am just gonna get glam with you guys. I have my hair all done. I got my Kriss earrings and I'm just feeling really good lately. So I just wanna like be creative today. I have a specific look in mind and today we are only gonna be doing the eyes on camera. I have come full force with the face today, the full beat. So I'm excited. If you're already not subscribed to KrissBeauty, go ahead and do so. Turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on nothing. Not the tea, not the waste, none of it. All right, you guys, so let's get started. Alright y'all, so I'm just trying out like a new hairstyle today. I'm feeling like very much my age, which is very rare for me because I'm just like an old lady 99% of the time. I'm not the only one. Comment below if you are that person. But I have the full beat on. I am going to be focusing on the eyes today and just doing like a really cute creative look. Of course, I have nowhere to go. I'm pretty sure none of us do, but it's gonna be fun. So let me zoom you guys on in. Here's what the face is looking like. Snatcherini, you know, we got the blonde and the brown, just looking like everything. So I'm gonna be actually using the Profusion Cosmetics Festival 35 shade palette right here. This is one of my favorite drugstore palettes aside from Wet n Wild, which is like my everything. It's just like it has great mattes, great shimmers in it, and yeah. So let me go ahead and prime my eyes. I'm taking the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Beige. Bomb concealer. Alright y'all, so I went ahead and I put down some setting powder as well, just in case if we have any fallout today, which most likely happens, especially when you do the face first. You gotta prepare. I am just gonna dive into this palette. Let me go ahead and grab, let's see, I think I want to grab this brown shade right here. It looks a little bit like it has like some purple undertones, and I am gonna just go straight into it. I'm gonna take this brush right here. I think this actually came with one of the Profusion palettes. I believe is the all matte palette this brush came with. So I'm gonna dive into that shade. And I think today we're actually gonna go for more of a spotlight halo. I haven't done that in so long. So okay, so I'm starting off by placing this on the outer V, and we're just using stamping motions. Okay, now we're gonna do the same on the inner corner. Alright y'all, so this is what we got so far. This does not have to be perfect like at all, just making sure that things are in place for the most part. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to a clean-ish fluffy brush. And let's see, I'm gonna go back and forth into these two shades right here. I'll start off with this shade right here. And what I'm gonna do is just lightly buff out the very like top of this dark shade that I put down. And I'm not gonna go like everywhere with it. And what we're just doing is tapping and just gently sweeping, just so that everything doesn't like disperse everywhere. This just is a nice like transition-y shade, if that makes sense. All right, I'm dipping into that lighter brown and I'm going like closer to the brow area because that brown is not really gonna show up as much. It is gonna be like a really nice like buffer between the shades. Okay, I'm taking another little like packing brush and I'm gonna go back into that first shade of brown that we put down, just because I want to like reiterate this shade right here. It's getting kind of lost, which is pretty normal when you're like shading back and forth and like building colors in your eye. Alright, I'm gonna grab the Morphe M441 brush. It is a little bit of like a fluffy brush, but it's a little bit more dense. I'm going to lightly go into that dark brown shade because I want to buff this in and make sure that the lines are not too harsh. And if you notice, I'm going in circular motions just to make sure that we're keeping that shade in place without making sure that it doesn't like just blow everywhere. Just a little reminder, if there's any shade that does get in the middle, that's absolutely fine. We're actually going to move on to concealing the middle of the eye anyways, so don't worry. we're good. Okay, so the type of brush that you choose to use next really does depend on you. Now, this is not going to look extremely precise and cut and whatever the case is. You can totally make it precise. That's totally like up to you. So you can take a concealer brush. I like to take like brushes like this. This is from Real Techniques. It's sort of like fluffy, but it's like that dense, domey type of fluffy brush. It looks like this. And I like to pick up concealer to put in the middle of my eye. I'm just going to take the concealer shade from this e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm going to place this right in the middle. And again, this is total like just like personal preference. Okay, and I'm just cleaning off this same brush that I use the concealer with on my hand because that's what we do over here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to like ever so slightly like feather this into that brown shade, and this is gonna give us a really nice, like, not necessarily clean, but a nice transition from the shade here to the one that we're gonna put here. You see how it's becoming like a blend, not a perfect blend, but see, and I have no additional product at all. All right, so these are like looking like they're trying to like collectively come together, which is what we want. So what I'm gonna do is place a shade down in the middle. I always go for like golds. These specific metallics or like shimmers in here are a little bit chunky. I don't know if I want to like go for something like this. No, hell no. Okay, we're not doing orange because that's just crazy. All right, I'm actually gonna go into a palette that I haven't actually touched in a while, and I'm sad because this used to be my favorite palette like ever. This is the Chasing Rainbows palette from Colourpop. The pigmentation, the feel of the formula, I mean, I don't know how I didn't pick this up for a very long time. But what I'm gonna do is I actually want to go into, I'm just gonna play with like these shimmers right here. This one is called Blurred Lines. This used to be my favorite, and I'm pretty sure it still is once I use it again. And then So Meta, I have Eclipse, and Not Plain. I'm just gonna play with the shimmers and see where it takes us, you know? Okay, so I'm going into Eclipse first actually because it's a nice like bronzy sort of shade, and I think I want to place that closer to this brown shade. So I'm gonna pick this up with a flat concealer brush, and these really don't need like much help, but I'm just gonna spray this with like some setting spray. You could do like water, and that's after I picked up the shade. And I'm just gonna begin placing this right at this edge right here, and this is gonna be like a nice buffer. Okay, and I'm taking that Real Techniques brush again and just making sure that I blend this. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into Blurred Lines right here. It has a little bit of a gold reflect, which is perfect for this look. And I'm gonna place that right in the middle of the eye. Alright y'all, so if you notice, I'm just going back and forth between shades. So what I actually did was went back into that dark brown shade that we've been using from the beginning, just making sure that these are blended. That's kind of what you have to do with these kind of looks. You kind of have to keep going back and forth between shimmers and mattes and making sure things are blended to perfection. So I'm just going to continue to do that. I do want to again take this or these browns up here and just continue to blend at the very like top to make sure it's nice and clean. Alright you guys, so at this point I am going to take a little liner just to go over this lash line. I'm going to take the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. This is, I believe this is the shade Black. Alright y'all, and while the lashes are drying, I'm going to do my under eyes really, well not really quickly, because let me tell you, lash glue, it takes a minute to dry. So we're going to take our time a little bit, you know. Okay, I'm just going to take some browns, starting off with the darkest brown. By the way, you guys, how is everyone holding up? I am literally taking things day by day. I hope everybody else is. Expectations are, listen, goals are goals, but expectations are just another thing, and I'm making sure I don't put too much pressure on myself. If you've seen one of my last videos, we spoke about the pressures of staying creative, especially when this is your full-time dream right now. So I'm just staying busy, and I'm into the show Breaking Bad right now, and things are pretty, like, they're intense. Okay, staying distracted, that's a good distraction for me, because that show is crazy. I don't know if you guys watch it. If you do, please comment down below where you're at, because I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy, you guys. I didn't know what I was getting into when I started watching this show, but let me tell you, it's a lot. For those of you who don't know what this show is about, it's like about this man who lives a pretty quiet life, you know, has a wife and a son in high school, and he's like pretty much a boring guy, like my type of people. And he gets cancer, unfortunately, and it becomes like, obviously what any man or woman would do, they want to like leave money for their family and make sure their family's set when they're gone, because he has really, I think he had like stage 4 lung cancer, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me down in the comments, but it's just really intense. He gets into the drug world, and let me tell you something, watching shows like that makes you tempted to like, but I'll stick to my makeup, because it's like, wow, it's just interesting. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, of course it's not a great thing to be doing, but I get it, you know, because people will do anything for their families, especially like if you're a parent. So I'm like into this show like crazy. I'm on season 4, the very beginning of season 4, and I know it ends at season 5, and I'm already feeling like the depression kick in. So there's that. But yeah, if you guys watch it, please don't ruin it for me, but I want to know your thoughts. Again, I'm on season 4, so don't tell me anything after that, because it's getting, I mean, it's just getting like, I love shows that could keep like my mind off stuff, but at the same time, it's like, it's just intense. And sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. This is very like, I don't know. Like, I prefer a little bit something of like, so sometimes it's like things that are just like uplifting, rather than like intense and like, yeah, like, you know, I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I don't like gruesome things. That's the right word. I just don't like gruesome, very intense, deep things. Sometimes I prefer to laugh. Oh, but please let me know what shows you guys are watching, especially now that I'm coming to the end of this show. I need to know like what I need to be doing next. Like, for a long time it was Stranger Things, and if you watch Stranger Things, you know that show is not coming back for like an extremely long time, and I'm like, I'm angry about it. I'm looking for new shows. I'm looking for new shows, you guys. Drop it down below. Let me know what you're watching, or if you're not into a show, what books you're into. Like, I need to get back into reading, not just social media and news and news and news and news. I need to know the tea on the good books. I love motivational books and anything with drama. Anything with drama. Alright, you guys, so I decided to put on a really nice, like, long, kind of wispy kind of lash. This is like my go-to lash anyways. Just something that was pretty dramatic, but that wasn't going to completely cover my eyes. And I'm gonna let this dry, and I'm going to begin my lips. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna take a pencil brush like this. I'm gonna dip into this shade right here. This is like a contour shade from the e.l.f. palette, and I'm gonna use this to line my lips. Okay guys, I line my lips like this. I want to make sure that I pretty much cover like the top of my lip, not like too intensely, but I want to leave the bottom like bare. Well, not bare, but I lined the bottom of my lip. I'm actually gonna grab this shade from Manna Kadar. This is in the shade SHAE. It is like a nice like coral pinkish type of color. Okay, this shade ended up looking a little too pink, so I'm gonna grab the shade Sienna. It's a nice like nudie shade. Okay, I mixed that in with some contour shade. And of course, I'm grabbing my e.l.f. lip plumping gloss in the shade Pink Sugar. That's like, this is my go-to lip gloss. Yeah, I almost forgot that I have to put on some highlighter. Who am I? And for the last step, since I already have this Chasing Rainbows palette out, I used to like to take blurred lines and a little bit of So Meta, just back and forth a little bit. That gold is like, it's gonna be intense. There we go, honey. Showing up. Now she's showing up, showing out with her business and her degree. I'm just grabbing my blush one more time. Alright, you guys, so this is the final look and I am loving it. I hope you guys are too. If you want me to create or recreate a specific look, go ahead and leave it down below. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to KrissBeauty before you leave. Please stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourself, your mental health, your mind, your heart, everything. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself, especially during these times. Stay safe in the world, and let me know the tea on your books and your movies, because a girl needs a little bit of a distraction. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.